Hi, it's African Sensei. Welcome to Lyrical Tea. Alright, so the song I'm doing today is a song called B-Side Blues, which is from my album BGC. The song was basically about the idea that at the end of a relationship, you'll basically go on with your life, and the person will too, but it won't exactly be the same because you'll be without each other, without the other person. Very much inspired by like Dancing on My Own by Robin, songs like that. Songs that use the dance floor and DJing as a metaphor and music as a metaphor for a relationship. So, and also, FYI, ACs kind of have issues this week, so if you see little beads of sweat, just ignore them, or them, for posterity's sake, just an explanation. Anyway, get to the first verse.
It wasn't love at first sight. Little by little, we moved under the same spotlight. Learning the other's rhythm till we mastered one groove. Got lost in the music as our repertoire grew.
So in the first verse, I kind of lay out how the origin story basically of a relationship. Just the idea that it wasn't love at first sight, and little by little we moved into each other's world and into each other's lives, and then over time got lost in the music or got lost in our, got deeper into our feelings, and then we mastered one groove, and we learned our own sort of dynamic, learning each other, learning each other's personalities, learning each other's buttons and each other's quirks and all those different things, each other's love languages, for lack of a better word, and got lost in the music as our repertoire grew, basically. So that was about. Then get into the pre-chorus.
Now it's a different beat and I'm on to left feet. DJ's playing something brand new. I found my way back to the floor eventually. Without you.
So pre-chorus basically talk about the new reality, meaning it's a different beat and I'm on two left feet. New song is playing, and don't quite know the rhythm yet. I'm trying to find my footing, but it's not very easy. So I'm trying to learn a new dance, basically a new dance for this new part or new stage of life, basically. And it says I'll find my way back to the floor eventually. Meaning I'll find my footing eventually, in life or in this new stage that I'm in, but it won't be the same because the other person won't be there. So. Then of course, the chorus.
The groove won't be the same without you. I'm dancing, but I'll be without you.
Of course, pretty straightforward. It says, groove won't be the same. The groove meaning life. Life won't be the same because this is ended. It says dancing, but I'll be without you. Again, very much inspired by Dancing on My Own, lyrically, and just the tone and the mood of that. And then going on into the second verse.
Our song kept changing, we couldn't keep up. The melodies of our memories just weren't enough. Trying to learn a new tune, it didn't make the cut. A solo wasn't in the set, but yet here we are.
So the second verse is continuing that metaphor, music and dancing. Song kept changing, we couldn't keep up. The melodies of our memories just weren't enough, meaning, throughout the course of the relationship, people go through different changes. Their life happens in different ways. People get interested in different things, and throughout that, you try to work to stay on the same page or stay on the same beat. In this case, and it wasn't, in that case, relying on the past memories, trying to learn a new tune, it didn't make the cut, trying all these different things, and ultimately didn't work to save with the relationship. So a solo was in the set, but yet here we are, or yet here I am. So, and getting back into the pre-chorus again, it's a different beat. I'm on two left feet. And then you go back into the chorus, and then it gets to the bridge.
Our last dance, a bittersweet bop as we savor the last notes of romance, like the stepping of the moves by our heart. Long as the beat knocks, pretend we'll never part.
So with the bridge, musically anyway, I really wanted to I still want to slow it down, and because the song itself never really gets to like a big, a pounding wave with the kick drum. It kind of stays mid tempo. But I did want to do something different in terms of the music and have it kind of swell a bit without having to explode. So that's where the inspiration for that came from. And then lyrically, just says, our last dance. So a Don Summer reference, very inspired again, not just by Robin, but also a lot of disco records of the 70s and in that era. Our last dance, like you take that as being, romantic or being sexual or both, or, a mix of the two. Our last dance, a bittersweet bop as we savor the last notes of romance. Well, this is about romance. Lock yourself into the moves by heart, meaning, you've been with somebody for a long time. Hopefully, you know each other pretty well. Again, they're all the different quirks, all the different moods when they're in certain moods, personalities, all those things like that. And so in this moment, we're coming together for this last dance, this last instance of romance, this last moment of togetherness. Then long as the beat knocks, pretend we'll never part, which of course is wishful thinking, because if it's a bittersweet bop, then we're gonna part. So eventually when the beat stops. And then it goes back into the chorus and the outro. In an outro, again, musically, still wanted to switch up slightly as far as the rhythm goes, but I still want to keep the same sort of mood. So I like how it went out with the sort of switch from the house beat, more of a trap R&B sort of beat. I thought that was I like how that turned out. I'm happy with how the whole song turned out lyrically. I liked using the metaphor of the dance floor, because obviously dance music and dance music is very important to me. But I like using that metaphor and metaphors related to music to convey sort of that sort of weird gray area at the end of a relationship. The idea that on one hand, that you'll go on and you'll be strong and you'll survive, and things will change for the better, or things will improve eventually in terms of your emotional state. But it's melancholy because something that you were that was a big part of your life has also ended. So, T. Anyway, that's the B-Side Blues. This has been Lyrical Tea, and I'm Afro Sensei.